بحكي؟ خلص حاحكي.
I can start. I can start, right? If I had to think of one quote which inspires me, it's that of Jean-Jacques Rousseau when he says, "Man is born free, but everywhere he is in chains." I think understanding the reality that we live in today, this reality of servitude, the servitude of man, on one hand, and understanding that our social philosophy, our political philosophy, and our economic philosophy, or Islam, or the message that we're calling to, is part of a larger liberating worldview, and it's internalizing and comprehending this liberating worldview, which allows us to understand that our goal as da'is or as callers to Islam is not merely one of reform, but is also one of activism. It is also a goal in which we must manifest ourselves into a liberating movement, which Allah has sent not merely to reform society or to create some incremental changes, but actually to liberate man from idols, whether those idols be in the shape of men, systems, or ideologies for that matter. So I think this is one thing that should not allow us to get much sleep. The fact that we're in a state of servitude, and the fact that our religion is a religion of activism, a religion of liberation. Intellectual revival is a key step towards the revival of the Ummah as a whole. It's not only intellectual, of course, it's also spiritual, because Islam is a religion in its totality, so there's a revolution or a revival in its totality. But one aspect of it, and a very important aspect of it, is the intellectual revival within the Ummah. Because it's the intellectual revival that allows us to understand the true meaning of La ilaha illallah, allows us to understand that La ilaha illallah is a liberating movement. It's not merely a dictum or a philosophical statement. I think when I realized how far back we are in these fields and to what extent they've been colonized by the West and monopolized by the West, I realized that no, we need youth to study these subjects. The first subject is understand the meaning and the reality of La ilaha illallah, the concept of Tawheed. Once you understand Tawheed and the Islamic worldview, I think then you can branch off to anything else. La ilaha illallah in its reality is a worldview, it's a holistic, harmonious, comprehensive worldview from which our political philosophy, or economic philosophy, or economic system, political system comes about. So it's much more than a spiritual state of being. It's a socio-political reality. The paradigm that it gives birth to is comprehensive. So it covers, for example, the secular is subsumed by the sacred in Islam. So for example, the paradigm which the holistic worldview Islam provides is comprehensive in that it provides us with economic principles, political principles, social principles, and everything, even principles related to how the laws of nature are governed. So I think it's intrinsic. It's intrinsic to the worldview.